Like to see it.
Yeah, 5:48 at Fox 40. Time for Smart Money. Let's check in with our friend and Fox 40 financial analyst, Keith Springer. The Dow down 10 points yesterday. It was interesting, Keith. We had 2 days off. It had been more than 100 years since the stock market was closed for a couple of days like that. And weren't we expecting better things than mostly red?
Well, you know, 7 points wasn't a whole lot. We had a compressed 3 days into one. Everyone was worried that was going to be a lot of pent-up demand for selling. There really isn't. We're in the middle of earnings season. We've got to get that behind us. There are a lot of traders that weren't able to reach their jobs in New York and on the floor. But really, there isn't a heck of a lot going on. Today, we've got some economic data coming out, which is going to be important. We've got jobless numbers. Every Thursday, we get jobless numbers. Need to see how many people are getting new jobs or losing their jobs. That's really important. Construction spending comes out a little later today. It's the data that people pay more attention to so much, and that's what all eyes will be on today.
I will give you some credit. I think you did tell us you could expect stores like Home Depot to do well following all this damage on the East Coast, and their stock did go up, right?
Yeah, Home Depot, Lowe's, you always get people, that helps beforehand. People buy the generators and the plastic tarp ahead of time, and then they got to go out and buy roof tiles and wood to repair the storm's damage. And the storm was as bad as planned, which is unusual. So those kind of stores always do well after a situation like this. It's good. And Paul, I do want to make sure that you have all those Rihanna albums under your tree this year. I want to see at least more than one.
All right, Keith, switching gears a little bit now. I know a lot of people were anticipating the new iPad to come out, and Apple was hoping that will push up their stock. It didn't look like that plan worked.
Well, what happened was they had a little shakeup. Apple is considered a very close-knit family and almost a secret family, kind of like the mafia. And nobody really knows what goes on inside. So whenever they have a shakeup, nobody knows how bad it is. Is it a change at the top? Is Tim Cook changing the culture of what Steve Jobs created? That's what gets Apple fans nervous and Apple investors nervous. So when he fired the guy on Tuesday, I believe, because of the maps, they didn't know if it was something's going to change in the culture and how much or how bad it's going to be to the bottom line. So it makes everybody a little bit nervous, a little pullback, that's all.
I understand Apple loves it when financial analysts compare them to the mafia.
Well, you're going to get me in trouble on this one, I can tell.
We'll talk to you later in the morning, Keith. Thank you very much.
All right, a little bit.
If you have any questions for Keith Springer, you can send them in. Money@fox40.com is the email address. You can just call them up during the day and say, hey, Keith, I got a question. The number there is 916-925-8900.
All right, and it's time to check in with Sheldon.